Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Auto-TerraFirmaCraft. Today we want to make some wrought iron, but first we actually need to plant our seeds. Time really flies by, especially if somebody else is playing on a server while you're not online and the time advances. So we already have April 6th, it's spring already. Last time we planted our seeds in early spring, so we were a bit late, but let's see if we can maybe get a second harvest in this year. Okay, so we got a ton of oats I want to plant. Wheat again, carrots, jute, and this time I also want to try the melon seeds. And I got a couple more onions, those were also really good. I'm not gonna plant the green beans because they take so long and then spoil rather quickly. So just gonna focus on the good stuff. Actually, yeah, my soybean seeds, yeah, those are also really good. Got 25 at this point already. Okay, so let's get started with the oats. Okay, so that's looking really good here. About 100 jute seeds. I also want to plant the melon seeds. Those require hydration above 75%. So they actually need to make some farmland closer to the water. But also not too close. I'm not entirely sure. 100% hydration would be acceptable. Like we have here. Let's see. The melon says. Would be good. Okay. Guess I want to line them up though. In vanilla, it's actually always important that the melon stem has multiple sides to grow to. Not entirely sure if this is also relevant in TerraFirmaCraft. The crop growing mechanics could be slightly different, but nevertheless I think it would be maybe a good idea if you line them up so they can grow to two sides. 4, 5, 6, 7. And here we got hydration 100%. Okay, yeah, the melons should be able to grow here. Alright. Then next, yeah, let's get the crushed iron ore and make some wrought iron. Last episode we already made the bloomery and we crushed a lot of iron with the new millstone, so it's time to use it. We got the whole multi-block structure with the blocks around built up as well, and it's a max-sized one, so that means we can throw in 24 iron and charcoal, so that's how you use it. So here we just throw in iron and charcoal, made nice little stacks of 8, because that's a problem you have sometimes if you would throw in all 24 at once. Sometimes the items would glitch to the side, because what it does for every 8 iron and charcoal, it makes a block. There we go. And if you would throw in everything at once, then it could happen that all the items are down there, and it doesn't work properly with the item elevator effect, and it just glitches to the side. So that's why I usually always make little stacks of 8. This, second one, and one more. Oh, why does it not work? Shouldn't that? Shouldn't that work? Gotta check if everything was placed correctly. I think this actually needs to be 1 block higher. So like this. Okay, let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it needs to be 1 block higher. Now the whole setup here is a little bit inconvenient, I feel like. Maybe I should rebuild this and have this whole level 1 block higher. Okay, I think it's actually better like this. Alright, then next step is to use the fire starter. Just on the bloomery block itself. It also says 24 input stacks and 24 catalyst stacks. There we go, turned on. Now it says time left 15 minutes. Just gotta wait. That's why also eventually I wanna have multiple. This just takes always 15 minutes until you get 24 iron blooms. You can paralyze the process usually. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. So while waiting for the bloomery to finish, I actually have some flowing water now in the base. It's gonna go through the blast furnaces in case I need to cool down something real quick. I can throw it into the water here, and of course if I'm thirsty, don't have to go outside anymore. Can just drink from the aqueduct or from the gutter water. Looks a little bit like it. Okay, let's close this again. I'm failing at that. Okay. So the bloomery has finished, and now there's raw iron bloom in there, which we can mine with the pickaxe. Takes a while. Later this is actually also automatable, but might be a little bit tricky, because you need to basically pull blocks out to be able to access that stuff. Okay, there we go. And I think the next step is we need to heat this up in here. And then put it on the anvil and work it into a wrought iron ingot. Okay, so the raw iron bloom is now hot enough. It's actually a little bit nice is here in a charcoal forge, the charcoal only gets you to burn yellow-white, and this is not hot enough to melt the raw iron. So you don't need to worry about it melting. You can just keep it in there. Okay, let's take one out. I think you can already work it on here. Actually, pretty easy. Okay, this way. Then we get the refined iron bloom, which we can weld. So we gotta take out the hammer. Not hot enough, okay. Then we gotta heat it up again. Can maybe work a different one already. Here, I guess it would be nice again to have two hammers. You can already see. Okay, can weld. Or do we need two? How did it work again? Oh no! It's just we need to just select the plan for the wrought iron ingot. That's how it worked. Yep. There we go. Now we got the ingot. Okay. So we just have to do two things. And select the ingot recipe. Okay. Now we got two wrought iron ingots. Okay. So there's a lot of work because we got 24 of those. But I guess we can take out multiple. If we're quick, we can actually work them before they cool off. Okay, now we have 24 wrought iron ingots. Unfortunately, we can't work those into tools yet because we'd need another wrought iron anvil, which costs us, those 7 double ingots, so 14 ingots in total. I guess that's the first thing I want to make. So meantime, turn on the bloomery again so we can make more iron. Okay, just gonna place them a couple here. I think I still got some ingots that have a little bit of heat left. There we go, let's heat them up again. It's probably also a really good idea to use 2 charcoal forges, so there's really nothing can go wrong with the ingots here unless you accidentally click the bellows. So there's no problem to have 5 in there all the time, and then as soon as you can weld them, gonna do that. Okay, gotta pick up the anvil again, weld it. Oh, got the wrong one. This one here. To go first double ingot. Wrought iron anvil, finally. Okay, let's get rid of that one. We could actually melt this one down. Would give us 1400 millibuckets of copper. But I don't think we're desperate. Okay, maybe just keep it for a while. Oh, you can't put it in a chest though. Then gonna have a trophy in the corner. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is make a new set of tools. Probably gonna stay in the Iron Age for a while because there's actually a lot of things we can automate, which is gonna be quite fun. The crate mod, so that's gonna need some time, and we also haven't found kaolinite or graphite yet, which we'll need in order to make steel, which will be the next tier. So definitely want a full set of iron tools. Yeah, pickaxe, but also saw, chisel, and so on. Could even look into making some armor. Remember when I played this the last time, 1.7, which was just TerraFirmaCraft. It wasn't really worth it to make armor, but once you can automate a little bit, then might actually be worth it now. Okay, so let's take out an ingot, and you can also maybe explain this anvil game a little bit better. Because if you don't know how it works, then it's actually quite a struggle. Okay, let's make a iron pickaxe head. Okay, so the goal is to line up the green marker with the red one, and certain actions need to be performed last at the time both of those should meet up. So we need to punch last. This moves the green marker punch to basically units to the right, while, for example, the lighted moves it 3 units to the left. Okay, so what you need to do is bend, draw, and punch. Draw and bend not last. Draw moves the marker 15 units to the left. And bend, on the other hand, 7 to the right, and punch 2 to the right. So total 9 to the right, 15 to the left. So that means we need to start 6 to the right, which would be 3 punches. Okay, so we're just gonna start by evening this out. Then we're gonna move it 3 to the right. And then you do a draw, bend, punch, and get the iron pickaxe head. So you could either look up how far those actions move the marker, or you can also just figure it out yourself, basically. So for example, the easiest to figure out, let's select another recipe, a shovel. So you even this out. What? I didn't even want to do it. Perfectly forged. Okay. Just want to show something. Didn't look at it at all. Okay, let's take another one. Let's make a, I don't know, a saw maybe. Okay, here we need to do 2 hits last. Okay, that's something you won't get. Okay, so you need to line those 2 up, and for example, if you do a lighted and then a punch, see you're slightly to the left. And if you do another lighted and 2 punches, you'll know you gotta punch 3 times to compensate 2 lighted. And this way you already know, yeah, how those are in relation. And then, for example, if you do a draw, and then just count the amount of punches you need to make, you can figure out those numbers yourself, or you just look them up. But that's how the anvil game really works. And if you know that, it's actually not that much of an issue anymore. Alright, got the full iron tool set now, plus 47 wrought iron ingots. That's 2 more batches from the bloomery. And I think, yeah, the iron tools will definitely be a huge improvement. They should, again, be faster and also more durable. We checked. Iron tool durability seems to be 2200. I think the black bronze durability was like 1600. So another improvement. Even made a kitchen knife. We can replace the old one. Guess the old one is gonna become the new leather working knife. Only had stone knives for that. There you go. Get rid of those. And yeah, the old kitchen knife can be used here. Okay, then still got a lot of black bronze tools left over. I could actually melt them, get some material back, but I think I'm just gonna put them here as spare tools in case anything goes wrong and we lose a toolbox again. Then at least you got some spare here. Oh, talking about the toolbox, I actually found it. It was in this large vessel. I searched every single chest the last time because I already thought that I might have accidentally put in a chest somewhere, but did I put it in a large vessel? That's something I didn't expect. Yeah, so you got a lot more spare tools in there, I guess. Is there even enough space on the tool racks? Guess it's actually pushing it. That's actually maybe a little bit excessive. You could just ditch the copper tools at this point. I'm actually also a bit tempted to make some iron armor. It's really expensive though. You can look at the recipe here. For example, the wrought iron helmet. So this requires an iron sheet, basically a double ingot, and an unfinished helmet, which is made out of a double sheet. So 4 ingots. So 6 ingots in total for just the helmet. Also says melts into 600 millibuckets of cast iron. But it would give us resistances, plus 2 to the armor. So it would be kind of neat. But when I played this the last time in 1.7, the armor was always broken in no time. It was so much effort to make it. I think the chestplate even some requires 8 ingots, 6 ingots for the reefs, and at least the boots a bit cheaper. So in total, 24 ingots, the whole bloomery batch for one set of armor. Then it might not even last long. Maybe let's actually work on some automation before we get into this. There's actually something else they caught my eye in here. There's a diving helmet. And I think this, yeah, helps us to breathe underwater for an extended amount of time. It's actually not too expensive. You could already have made this. Just copper ingots and some glass. But apparently you also need a copper back tank. Yeah, makes sense where the air stored. And here, if you look at the recipe for the copper back tank, yeah, it requires some igneous alloy, which we can basically make once we have this mixer and a basin, which requires cast iron. Yeah. So we can technically already make this. Is anything missing? The igneous alloy. Okay, that requires some stuff. Let's actually go through the rabbit hole real quick. So a basin requires cast iron. And the mixer, oh, here we go, requires a whisk. And that's made out of iron rods. Yeah, I see it. We should be actually close to be able to making this, so we can already. Oh, we also need some magma blocks, but they just gotta heat up some cobble in the charcoal forge. Be interesting. Let's maybe try to make this. I already made the mixer. Now I just need some cast iron for the basin. So in order to do that, I think you just need to heat up iron ore in the forge. You can catch it in the mold. Yep, I think I just lost one. Of course, can only 4 molds. It's bad, yeah. Just need to heat up another one. Need 5 in total. Oh, nice, we actually get 2 basins. Okay, then can probably place it, say here. The mixer goes above. Probably 2 blocks. Directly above? No. Does it look like? Ah, okay. The mixer poking out, so it needs to be placed 1 block higher than that. Of course, we also need to spin the mixer. So in order to do that, we can place a cork here in the back, then shaft, and then 2 more of those. Oops. But I'm pretty sure this won't work anyway, because it's spinning too fast, and we don't have enough stress units to, yeah, to run it all. Okay, so what do we have to do? Where did the item actually land? It fell down there. Is to, yeah, reduce the speed here at the bottom. There it is. Okay, so basically this can be removed, I guess. Go, and if I could place another one here, and it should all spin. Technically, we could also get rid of those 2. Okay. Yeah, it's now all spinning. But it's also unfortunate, of course, the machines are slower now. So it'll take longer to do things. Later, once we have some redstone, there's also a big progression. Can also make a clutch and then stop a machine if we don't need it and so on. Of course, we could also add more water wheels, but I think we should maybe already switch to different power source. A windmill usually can give you more power than the water wheels do, so it would be the next step. Okay, but yeah, so far this is still working. Can run a couple machines, maybe we can even slow it down a bit further. So instead of running 1 machine really fast, we can also have 4 machines next to each other. Also, the bigger the windmill, the more stress units of power we can generate. So for a big windmill, we need a lot of sails, and those need either burlap cloth, which you can make out of the jute fiber, or wool cloth, which we can make out of wool. That's why it's important that we have alpacas. In the meantime, we are also, the female alpaca here had a baby, and the female alpaca is already pregnant again. Okay, so we're gonna feed the baby. We can this time also try to raise the familiarity to 100 even. It's gonna require a lot of grain, of course. And I'm not entirely sure what's in the benefit. You would still only get 1 wool, but let's do it anyway, see what actually happens. Speaking of familiarity 100, the wolves should be tamed now. The last time I checked, still got attacked, but now some of them already had familiarity 90. I could raise it to 100 now, see what happens. Where were they? Over here somewhere. Ah yeah, here are the wolf holes. Okay. Wear and tear 0. Ah, I guess that means it's tamed. Okay. Let's dig him out. Let's actually only dig out one first, see if you get attacked. We have a pet wolf now. Almost seems like it. Can I sit him down? They don't follow. I guess I can get some leads, but I'm still afraid to get those guys next to the other animals. Maybe we're gonna build something for the wolves first. There's one more. Yeah, this one is now at 90, so it needs to be fed one more time. Yeah, I guess we'll just make sure those don't run away for now, and then we can get them later. The last thing we need for the igneous alloy, which is required for a lot of the crafting recipes, is a magma block. In order to get that, we need to heat up cobble in a charcoal forge. It needs to get really hot. Yellow, white, not even enough. It needs to get into white. And there we go, got more. Okay, so this takes actually quite a while, so I'm using 2 here. So to get the igneous alloy, we just need to throw in some magma blocks and some crushed iron. Okay, let's try that out. A stack of each. And now it mixes it. Okay. Because it's still rather quick. There you go. Oh, it takes everything out. Okay, we got 30. Maybe that's even enough for now. So I quickly made some copper ingots as well, and now we should have everything to craft the diving gear. Okay, so let's see. Diving boots? No, wait, let's actually start with the helmet. Helmet? Then we need the back tank. Oh, we need some bellows. I'm really low leather, already started making some more. Just gonna steal one from here. Just the axe, yeah, that's the right tool. Still have a shaft, so we should be able to craft this. There you go. Back tank. Ah, this needs to be filled somehow. What does it say? Collects pressurized air at a rate depending on the rotational speed. Okay. Let's maybe try to place this next to a cock. But we should maybe also craft those diving boots. I mean, you have the stuff for it. Definitely want to try those out as well. Okay, and they also give us +1 armor. Do they hinder us when running around here? Doesn't seem like it. So, little armor boost, that's good. What about this back tank? Here we got a couple of the wheels. Cogs. Maybe that's actually the shaft here on top. Could imagine that. Let's try that. Place it below here. Pressure to go. We got an advancement. Okay. Is it already filled up? What can I tell? I probably would need those engineer goggles. That's something I definitely want to make next time. For this we need leather again. It's good that I'm making more. Glass panes and a brass sheet. Brass is also an alloy. Let's see what it requires. We need copper and zinc. Zinc is something we don't have yet, but if you look at it, it requires phallarite. And that's actually something we already found. It was next to the silver in that one biome. So we could just go back there and try to mine some, then we can finally make those goggles. Okay. I think I'm just gonna quickly mine the backpack to see what's the fill level now. Is it already filled maybe? Oh, okay. This takes a while. Probably because it also spins rather slowly. Just place it here instead. It's overstressed. Okay. I think I'm just gonna sacrifice running one of those machines right now, because I don't need it. Later we can make a clutch to just flick a lever to stop them. But that requires also some redstone dust. For the clutch we need igneous casing, which we can now make. Since we have the alloy, shaft and redstone dust, that's also ore we can find. So we need to find cinnabar ore. Definitely worth it if you go out exploring again to get zinc, that we use the prospector pick and also check maybe there's some cinnabar ore for redstone dust. Probably also certain biomes that have it again. We'll see. Okay, let's see how far this has progressed. Okay, it's already filled half. Guess maybe 2 more minutes or so. And we got a completely filled copper back tank. Now, since this actually always takes some time to fill, wouldn't it be best to have 2? Another bellows and 3 copper ingots. We would have that. I'm making 10 leather right now. I'm soaking 5 medium heights. I think I'm just gonna make a second one of those. I also wonder if you can maybe later fully automate the leather making process. I think the pipes and things like chutes, belts, or hoppers can put items and liquid into the barrel, and you can also take the stuff out. The only thing I don't know if there's one step where we have to put the heights on the log and then use the knife to click every pixel. If this can be automated with the deployer, I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'll definitely try. Okay, yeah, making leather. I think this is gonna take 8 more minutes. Let's see now. Yeah, completely filled, and I already made the second one. I was waiting until daytime, but now it's time to try out the diving gear. Okay, sweet. This also gives us 3.5 armor points. Okay, let's go out with the boat. I was thinking upgrading the signs with some glow squid ink was actually pretty neat. If you could maybe find some again, that would be nice. Here's the underwater ravine where I fought some squid the last time. Let's see. It says 15 minutes on the side. Oh, yeah, of course, with the diving boots, you quickly go down. Entirely sure how useful they are. I mean, you need to descend really quick, but how often does that even help? Was this even the same ravine? No, this might have been a different one. But just in general, being able to dive down now. Also, this could be super useful for the mining. The water was such an annoyance when mining, and now we can just use the diving suit. Oh, definitely gonna bring this every time. Okay, but I definitely want to find some squid. Didn't bring a weapon to really hunt them, but I think the axe should be fine. We actually do 8.1 attack damage now compared to the early stone or copper tools. This is a lot. Oh, there's one. This one only has 50 health. Okay, now there will be no issue. Last time we nearly drowned trying to kill one. With the scuba gear, it's easy. Still get inked though. Oh. Oh, but here got glowing sex again. 6 this time. Very good. And you can also eat some calamari. It's also always the time of the year before the second harvest that I completely run out of vegetables. I've been only eating bread. And back home already, I was out for maybe 20 minutes. Fought some orcas and another glow squid, although the glow squid spawn in the exact same ravine. It seems like they have certain spots where they'd like to spawn. Only seen them in one single spot so far. Okay, so in total I got 9 glowing ink sacs. I'm actually really curious about this glow arrow. We could either try to fight some skeletons in a cave to get arrows, at least as far as I know, or we actually craft some. Need feather, stick, and a flint, so vanilla recipe. I think we can get feathers from our pet animals. Maybe right-click him? Yeah, you can take a feather, but the chicken definitely loses some health. Can maybe try to feed it again? Yes, can bring it up full health again. Okay, let's make a couple arrows. Okay, here we go. 16 arrows, and now we can make. We only need 1 glowing ink sac, so then let's just make 16 glow arrows. Oh, I totally forgot that we actually need a bow. Or a crossbow. Here we need wool yarn and just some sticks. Yeah, we can actually also finally make some wool yarn. We have so much wool from the alpacas. Let's do that. We actually already have some wool yarn. I just remembered that we have a spindle here, so we made some in order to make the candle. Yeah, to be honest, I never used the candle really, because one of the candles doesn't give off a lot of light. So the torches are usually better. Also can attach those to the wall. So I'm still sticking to the torch. But we're also not too far away now to get some glowstone powder so we can make everlasting torches. Don't think you're gonna use the candles too much. Okay, but now let's continue. Let's get the wool yarn and make a bow. There we go, it's just a vanilla bow, I guess. And no, now we can shoot the arrows. Probably need to shoot something. Ooh, looks neat. Oh, they actually give off light. Look at that. Looked like they did. Oh, if you use them, then... Ah, I see, I see. How does it actually prioritize arrows again? Is it in the offhand? Oh yeah, light arrows. So before I starve, let's actually make some proper food. So I already prepared a double sheet that we can now on the anvil, where's my hammer, turn into a wrought iron grill. There we go. Oh, what's the recipe this time? Draw, punch, punch. So that's basically 50 in that direction and 4 in that direction. So we need just about 11 more. Let's line it up. Then bend, punch, punch. No, draw is last. Then we have to do punch, punch, draw. Didn't that work? Punch last. No, punch last. The order actually is different. Punch not last. Okay, then draw, punch, punch. Okay. Then let's try that again. Draw, punch, punch. Okay, got a wrought iron grill. And this can be put... Oh, I can't even run fast anymore. So starved. This can be put on top of the fire pit. Okay. And this allows us to put in 5 item types. Okay, let's get a bit of wood. There's the log pile. And turn this on. Aha! So it says wood grilled now. The cooked calamari. Now we can make a proper sandwich finally. What inventory space. It's literally in every Minecraft game. You would just be better off with a larger inventory. Just give us 2 more rows, Mojang. Even if it's not a final solution. Okay. Let's make a good sandwich here. Yummy. And also some calamari. Do you actually always need 3 items? I didn't even know that. Yeah, we only have 2 items. I guess we have to eat a pumpkin sandwich or like that. Now we've only had some pumpkins. Those are also good here. Let's see. Yeah, those get us over 600 again. Alright, that's all for today, guys. We made some good progress. There's 3 things I want to do next. So definitely finishing the house has a certain priority. But I was holding off of this because, we need more building materials. And I was kind of waiting until I get iron tools so we can mine the stone a bit quicker. Okay, so we can probably just go back to the gold mine and dig around a little bit there and get the rest of the andesite so we can finish this. Then definitely want to go to exploring in general, get a bit more sphalerite, which is required for the engineer's goggles, but also a couple other crate mod recipes. And I want to get a rooster. We also have a supply of eggs. We already have 1 chicken. Can lay eggs, but for some reason it actually stays on the fence and doesn't go down to the nest box, which is actually also okay, because I don't want to increase the wear and tear too much. If the wear and tear goes up to 100%, then a chicken also can't get pregnant anymore. I think for each pregnancy, I think it takes off like 20% or so. So to have eggs in the long run, you definitely want to get a rooster. But they're kind of hard to find, so finding a lot of ducks all the time, but those chickens are kind of rare. Seems like they only spawn in a rainforest biome. We'll see. There's a couple around. Methods was at one also about 3,000 blocks away from here where I got the bamboo. Maybe just go out exploring there. He even told me there's ocelots there. And ocelots can be tamed similar to the wolves, and we could get a pet cat this way. Would also be neat. Okay, but yeah, that's definitely a lot of stuff for the next episode or next couple episodes. Thanks guys for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.